From Anshe Sfard Bethel Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of the Aleph Bet in 10. We can learn the Aleph Bet in 10 simple minutes. We're just going to use some simple mnemonic devices. Let's start at the beginning. Aleph. For the first letter, you'll notice it has some antennae, just like a television, let's say. So it depends what it picks up. If underneath the antenna, if underneath the television, underneath the Aleph, are a couple of dots, 2 dots, 3 dots, then it's like a drill. It's drilling holes in the wall. And when you drill, it goes eh. So then the Aleph is going to make the eh sound. If, however, the television picks up a different sound, it's just a little one dot. It's like a little tiny mouse under a chair, and it makes a squeaky E sound, and the Aleph sounds like an E. If, however, underneath is a flat line or a T, then it's like a yawn. It's like someone, ah. It's ah. It's going to pick up the ah sound on its antenna. Then the next letter is bet. You'll notice that it sort of looks like someone bowing on top of a carpet. Bowing. The letter bet is b. With no dot, it makes the little sound v. It's void, v. The letter gimel is the only one that has 2 legs, like feet. And on the feet are galoshes, rubbers, footwear for rain, galoshes. The gimel makes the g sound. It's got 2 feet. Daled is like a diving board. There's a little part on the top that sort of dangles there, and you can dive off of it. The daled makes the d sound. The hay is a little bit like a hamper. It's a little bit open on top. You can stick some laundry in there. It's a hamper. The hay looks like a hamper. It's ha, like a hamper. The vav is just a simple straight line. Sometimes a little curve on top. It's like a vacuum. The vav makes the v sound. It's like a V. It's got a little curve on top for a handle. It's like a vacuum cleaner. V. The zayin has sort of a zany hat, like a really weird hat on top. It's just a straight line with a zany hat. It's z. It's like a Z. The chet looks a little bit like a tongue or an open mouth because you put your head back and you gargle. And that's how you make the ch sound. That's the chet. The tet is the only letter that has like a little tip. One of the sides tips in. Like you tip your hat, it's a t. It's like a T. The tet is like a T. The yud is the only letter that goes off the line. You have a line, and then the yud is on top. It's like little guy, he jumps up for joy and he says, yay, yippee, yikes. And he jumps off the line. He's way up on top of the line. A little yud is like a Y. The chaf is shaped like the mouth that's coughing, a cough. If it has a dot in it, it's a cough. If there's no dot, then he sort of swallows his spit and he goes, so then it's like a sound. So it could be ka or it could be cha. At the end of a word, this looks a little different. It's like the mouth opens way wide, like this character here, and it falls down to an open mouth, still making the ch sound. The lamed is the only one that goes way above the top line, like a lamppost. It's like a lamppost. L, it's like an L. The mem also comes in 2 forms. When it's in the middle of a word, the top of it looks like mayim, the Hebrew word for water. It looks like the letter M on top, and that makes the M sound. The final mem at the end of a word is like mum's the word. It's all locked up. The mem, it's just all sealed up. It's mum is the word. It's like a box. And that's the mem, the final mem, at the end of a word. The letter nun is like a nail, and it goes in like a nail. There's the final nun, goes in like a nail, and the regular nun is like a broken or bent nail. The samach is like a circle, very simple. Samach is circle, it's like an S. Ayin also has those 2 antennae on the top, so it picks up the sounds underneath, just like before. So if it has different dots underneath it, then it could be like drilling a hole in the wall. If it has one little tiny dot, then it's like a small sound, E. And if you see a wide T or a flat line, then it's ah, like someone yawning. Other letters are similar in terms of picking up sounds. So let's say you had the next sound, the pay, the pizza. It looks like a mouth, and it's eating pizza. It's a P, it's like a P. But let's say you had a little dot underneath. It would be like a mouse. It would be like E, and let's P. And let's say there was a flat line underneath. It would be Pa, Pa. And let's say there were a bunch of dots underneath, 2 dots, 3 dots, then it would be Pe. We go down to the next letter, Tzadi, it has a little trap on top. There's a little trap on top. When the final Tzadi is a long line, like a stick with a trap on top. Like you could catch a tsetse fly in there. Catch a tsetse fly because it's a tss. It makes the letter tss. It's like a TZ, tss, like the symbols. The kuf is like a club. There's just a straight line. It's the only letter that has a long line that goes beneath the line. There's this long club there. You could hit someone with it, God forbid. It's like a club. The K, the kuf is like a K. Then there's a letter, a resh, sort of round. It's like rubberish. It's like a round piece of rubber, a rounded rubber, and that's R sound, R. The shin is like a ship. It's got different masts, and it's like a ship, the shin. The sin in Cincinnati is on the western side. Then it's going to be, or San Francisco, if the dot is on the left mast, the dot's on the right side, it's going to be more like Chicago is on the right side. San Francisco is on the left. The taf is like top hat. A top hat, it's like a T. That's the top hat. 3 additional notes. Number 1, if you punch a vav, a vacuum cleaner, in the stomach, he says, ooh. When you slide down a hill, you say, ooh, this is fun. Put the sliding dots underneath a pay, you get ooh. Number 3, if you put your hand on top of a letter, like you put it on top of your head, you say it like saying, oh, now I get it, oh. If you put it on top of a pay, it would be po. And that's it. Those are the letters. If you can remember these symbols, that you've got it. Once again, the A, the Aleph, it's like an antenna. It picks up whatever sounds underneath. The dots are like a drill, eh. The little tiny dot is like an E. The wide line is like an ah, like a yawn. The B is like a bow. The Gimel has galoshes. The Daled is a diving board. The Hey is a hamper. The Vav is a vacuum. Z is a zany hat. The Chet is like a tongue, and you stick it out and you go. The Tet is tipped. It has a tip top. The Y, the Yud, is the only one that jumps off the line. It goes, yikes, yay. Yippee. Chaf is like a cough. The Lamed is like a lamppost on top of the line. The Mem is like the letter M on top. And sometimes it's boxed up. Mum's the word. The Nun is like a nail. Samich is like a circle. Ayin is an antenna, picks up the different sounds. The Pei is like a mouth, and it's eating pizza. It's a P. Tzadi picks up the tsetse fly. It's like a trap. The Kuf has a club, a long line that goes down. Resh is like rubber, wraps around. Shin is like a ship. When the dot's on the left, it reminds us of San Francisco. And finally, the Taf looks like a top hat. It's a T. It's that easy. Remember that. Continue your reading. Take our Hebrew reading crash course with Kendra Sandberg here at our synagogue or throughout the country. And you'll know Hebrew in no time. Good luck with your studies. Here, good wishes from Rabbi Joel Finkelstein here at the Anshe Sfard Bethel Emeth congregation here in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit ASBEE.org.